All right, good afternoon or evening, wherever you are. It's evening currently here in the Cayman Islands. So I'm back. Now, this is my first unprovoked video, if you will. I have a couple of live streams on my channel from a Discord group. Uh, you can call me Steve. You could call me Flight Sim for All. I'm a A320 pilot, and I operate one here in the Caribbean, and I also live in the Caribbean. I'm also a massive computer nerd, first and foremost, before anything else. So, as we know, Microsoft Flight Simulator is a rather demanding game, and I'm fortunate enough to have access to lots of different hardware. And honestly, the PC I'm on right now seems to be the jack of all trades when it comes to Flight Simulator. It's a little unorthodox with an AMD GPU, but I can tell you this much: it's doing a lot better stability wise than my 5080 or 4090 system that I have behind me. So let's get started. I really wanted to fly the Piaggio again. I know that I've said in my previous live streams, which aren't that popular, oh, look, we got the Airbus right here. We might come back and visit it. This is not working in the beta, by the way. Anyway, I'm gonna just pull up the stream on my phone real quick and make sure I can hear. So I know nobody's here yet, but let me see what's going on here. Select stream, refresh. Here we go. Oh wow, yeah, nobody's here. Perfect, cool. So I'm gonna do some testing until we get started. Give me like 30 seconds in case you're watching this after the fact. Alright, one moment. Let's see how we can do this real quick. I just gotta take my my audio gear off for a second. I got headphones and speakers here. Alright, let's see. Flight Sim for All. Just gonna take my audio gear off for a second. Oh wow, audio's great. Cool. All right, y'all, we're ready to go. Um, we got a warning here. Oh, bad bitrate. Let's see. I am very new to streaming in general. Is lower. Oh, I know how to fix that. Sorry if this pops up. Oh wait, it pops up on my other screen. Okay. Recorded stream. Skip this. Oh, I gotta do it in OBS, don't I? Alright. Growing pains, growing pains, growing pains. Alright. Let's see. View edits. Here we go. Stream. Output. Alright, that should... Okay, there we go. I figured out how to fix that. So, once again, this is a rough start for me. So, while I load up the Piaggio, I would like to um, uh, just kind of like, I guess, put my intentions of some of these videos. One, I'm live streaming just because I enjoy the format a little bit better, and two, I it's just easier for me. I do live a somewhat busy life currently, and I see a lot of people struggling with this game. And there, it doesn't have to be that way. I've run Microsoft Flight Simulator 24 on systems as little as weak as an NVIDIA 3050 and as powerful as a 5090. And the results are truly all over the place. So the system I'm using here is what I would consider a pretty almost ideal build for 1440p and 4K. Now, I normally do play in 4K. I lowered it to 1440p for the stream because I'm on an AMD video card, and uh, I can do AV1 at 4K, but with some of the airliners for some reason, and it only does this in 24. It causes the frame times to go all out of whack. So I don't really know who's at fault, but at 1440p, the same settings, no problem. I guess my bitrate was a little low before, but yeah, let's get started on this. I want to find some bad weather. I can't wait till they fix the weather situation here. Save that. Let's see where it's sunlight over here. So let's see. I know if you click this for a second, the flag or the clouds will pop up. I see where I'm going. Let's go up here. I don't want to go in Russia quite. It's gonna be snow here, but yeah, let's do some island hopping in the east side of Russia. Now, those of you who know me, which is like 10 of you, to be honest, who were following me from the Discord over here, you would know that I am from Russia. I am from Vladivostok. Let's get started. So, let me go over the system specs while this loads. This is a AMD AM5 system. It's a 7800X 3D and a 7900 XT. I have 64 gigabytes of DDR5 running at 6200 mega transfers with the first timing at CL26. If you're interested, I can always. I wonder how you get rid of the. Ooh, it's raining here, and we're gonna ice up, aren't we? Let's get rid of that. I think it's under assistance, if I remember. Sorry once again, guys. I gotta figure out how to turn off the. General, so we gotta go to general, flight interface, aerodynamic visualization. Alright, we're ready to go, baby. This weather is terrible, but that's what we wanted. So let's get started. Um, So this system is a 7800X 3D and 7900 XT with some overclocked memory. It's 6200 CL26. Um, and even though this has an X3D CPU, I have another system with a 7700X. And while it is not as fast as this one, I've been able to really close the gap with performance quite a bit with proper RAM timing. Sorry, I was getting distracted. This game, for some reason, does not like streaming on either of my systems. On the 4090 or this, I always get that low bandwidth warning when I'm streaming, and I have plenty fast internet. We have 1000 uh, megabit fiber here, so do all this. I'll get going. Piaggio Ops, everybody. Piaggio Ops. For my flight controls, I have a Brunner force feedback yoke. I have the Thrustmaster Boeing. I think it's by Thrustmaster. It's that plastic one that everybody has. But the Brunner force feedback yoke is what I'm using now. I have custom rudder pedals that were made by a friend who he's got like a full home cockpit that runs on X-Plane. Wow, we're already moving in the snow, even though that... Alright, anyway, let's get all of this working. Need pitot heat, or is pitot heat? And where should we go? I realize I didn't pick a destination here, so let's do some island hopping. Island hopping. We're not going to find anything here, huh? We are going to do a little bit of time acceleration. Oh, here we go. It's weird, they won't load in one direction, but they load in the other. Or, maybe I'm wrong, and this is the first bit of civilization here. I know that, like northern Japan, we'll go to UHSI. We'll do this as the arrival, and we will use this as the departure. And then we will direct arrival. Really, any of these? So it's coming in from the north. Anything coming in from the north will be good. It looks like it might be the Rodney. Yeah, I have noticed that some of these charts don't exactly work yet, so we'll do the Ronton 1J. Alright, so now, where should I get started? I would say the first thing you want to look at, especially if you're on AM4 or AM5 computers, is you really want to make sure your memory timings are very dialed in. With the Zen architecture, they're kind of a like matrix of CPUs on one die that communicate to each other through something called the Infinity Fabric, which in itself kind of serves as a cache on top of the L3, L2, and L1 cache, although I think it has like a megabyte of memory. It's very important to have your Infinity Fabric speed at least 1-to-1 with the memory speed. So if you have 3200 memory speed, you would want to for AM4, you would want to have a Infinity Fabric of like 1600, if that makes sense. And the reason why this is as the memory. I wish I had my other PC set up to where I could drag diagrams. This is literally just OBS and that's it. But yeah, it's so what happens is the CPU goes looking for something from memory to put in the L3 cache, and it goes, so everything happens on what's called a clock cycle, and the clock cycles is essentially the gigahertz of your CPU. For I don't know how to make it any more elementary than that. And when these Infinity Fabric speed and memory speed are synchronized to each other, it's less likely to have a cache miss, which for some reason on AMD processors is profoundly more sensitive than Intel chips. But if you have an Intel chip, it's going to blow up anyway. So that is one thing I would start with. Now, a lot of times this can be kind of achieved with the Expo or DOCP tweaked profile in your motherboard, and that's a great place to start. Now, keep in mind that a lot of Expo profiles and all that, they why won't that go away? Anyway, so the EXPO profiles oftentimes don't address the locking the Infinity Fabric at a certain speed. On X3D chips, this is far less important. You could get away with excellent performance running your memory at the fastest speed of 5200 megatransfers. Now, if you bring it up to 6000 megatransfers, there's nothing but benefits from there. There's going to be some games that don't necessarily benefit from your 3D cache, and in those situations, you're going to want those better memory timings. Now, X3D chips are a little more sensitive to SoC voltage, which is going to have to be taken into consideration, but anything up to 1.45 volts seems to be okay for now. I've been running this system here at 6200 CL26 with a voltage of like 1.41. No, I'm sorry, 1.38 now. This is a Corsair kit that's treated me pretty well. Runway 11, execute, and then for arrival, we are gonna do. What did we say we were doing? The run 1J, and we are going to be doing ILS. Let's do. I think it's X-rays. Yeah, that brings us in from over here. Okay, yeah, that works. We'll just have to vector ourselves. But yeah, so I would definitely start with memory speed. There. Sorry if I'm a little distracted. I'm trying to get used to doing all of this. Anybody notice that the raindrops are a little bit screwed up on this airplane? Oh Lord, we gotta adjust our controls here. Settings. That's one thing I do not like about 24 right now is it supposedly. Okay. Why is my rudders not working? Oh man, never a dull moment, huh? Okay, that should not be. Oh man, I just had this plane set up yesterday. That is one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to I know it works under these because the board is out of one of these. I hope my pedals just aren't broken. That's the disadvantage of using like homemade hardware. Um, you know, because the controller out of whatever this is, I know it's a Logitech device, is what's inside my pedals. I should post some pictures. Um, okay, so let me do that one real quick. I know, unless I'm saving back, zoom. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so I had a problem with these pedals on this plane last time too. Um, we don't need oil cooling for this because in real life we would probably get debris in there from the field. So let's go backwards, y'all. I'm having so many issues right now. Yeah, I might just switch out to my Boeing yoke here in a second. It's something. So I'll have to post pictures online of this because I have. Oh, I didn't pick a runway with. Let me guess. This is a dirt runway, ain't it? All right, looks like we're hot rodding the Piaggio. All right, let's do it. I'm about it. Keep it simple. Runway 11 is behind us, so anyway, it looks like we're gonna. So, I know I was talking about performance, so we kind of briefly went over memory timings, and I'm kind of I'm kind of finding stuff to talk about while people join. Obviously, if I'm not clear about something, we would be asked questions along the way, and I could clarify. If you ever need help with your memory overclocking, I would check out BuildZoid, as he's a young fella that's very good with this kind of stuff, and I've learned a lot from him over the years from his videos, or I should say mainly the last like 2 years. Alright, so it looks like we're ready to go. Turn around right here. And this is brutal. Could you imagine if you lived here? It takes a tough man, a tough people to live out here. I have flown in these regions before, but I have never ever flown, or I've never lived in a place like this. I live in the Cayman Islands where it's nice and warm right now. Let's get going. We're way over. Here we go. I didn't know that this was a hill, but it's gonna have to work. And we're up. Performance is great. Performance is great. Yeah, I didn't think this through at all. I just I really wanted to make a video today, and I have no following or anything like that, so I was just like, I'll do something. Maybe I'll do it based around performance because I seem to help a lot of people on the subreddits and on the official Microsoft forum that with their computers, and it's a tough game. I've been flight simming longer than I've been a real pilot, and it's always has pushed the boundaries of even hardware that came out for the 3 years prior. When Flight Simulator X released, there was the same modality of oh, it's such a demanding game and all that, but it always has been. The rain effects look incredible in this plane, I'll tell you that much. It looks great. Let's get direct to enter. We're gonna run and execute. And now we could probably kick on the autopilot, but I kind of want to fly around in this for a little bit. Let's take a look at perf and see what perf is looking like. Settings. I think I remember how to do it on 24. It's an advanced developer mode. Let's see if I can put my money where my mouth is, and with all this going on my screen. And this is an AMD card with ray tracing enabled. We're at 1440p on a 4K display, and we're chilling at 90 FPS right now. Who would have ever thought in Microsoft Flight Simulator, 90 FPS? Now this is without frame generation or anything like that. If you're going to be building a computer that is exclusive to Flight Simulator, there is something about AMD's RDNA 1, or I'm sorry, not RDNA 1, RDNA 2, so that's 6000 series, like the RX 6600 through 6950 XT, and RDNA 3, which is what this is the AMD 7900 XT. It's the one step below the XTX. Now at 4K, I'm still getting 60 or 70 FPS in this game. I'm actually hitting my 50% of my 50% limit on I have set for the frame limit, because really anything over 90 FPS is too much. It's not that it has any weird physics issues or anything. It's just why work your system that hard? This is such a slow-paced game. But a lot of people are even struggling to get these types of results. We can move to a heavier area after this flight, and we'll see what's going on. Oh, hey, what's up, Tyler? So, you want to come join us on YouTube, man? I'm doing a YouTube live stream, too. I'm answering you like you're in the YouTube chat. All good, partner. If you can, you can. You can't, you can't. I just want to try and get a couple viewers. I see one viewer sitting here in my YouTube, and there's 13 on Twitch. So, yep. Yeah, so I'm trying to start a series on performance because you know, Tyler, I have a ton of different hardware options here, and I have a problem with buying computer parts. I think I own the best GPU from every generation going back to like 2003. So it's been quite a bit. And I'm in my 30s. And I'll leave it at that. We can do the Airbus. Yeah, we can do the Airbus. I wanted to stream with it to see how performance is. I can't believe we're locked in at 90 FPS, guys. Look at that. And we're streaming on AMD. And we're ray tracing on AMD. I thought AMD couldn't ray trace. No, but seriously, in other games, okay, so I'm starting to notice something weird as ray tracing is getting better in titles. There's a lot of games that have come out recently that have like global illumination and all that stuff, where they don't have a big performance penalty on AMD for ray tracing. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know something that I don't. I just find it incredible that yeah, right? What do you have, Tyler? I know you got a beast of a computer, too. Oh, that's right. You have that other fella's old card. He sold it to you. 3090 is a great card. That's what was in this computer until I, bought this AMD card to play with. I only bought it because now now, now in just pure performance alone, this is faster than the 3090. Yeah, so that's why I bought it, because I wanted to see what it was all about. As you know, my son had an XTX. Now he has a 9070 XT. I gave it to him. I like that card, but I needed the memory, because when I play at 4K in this game, the performance was about the same, 9070 XT to 7900 XT. I could go over 100 FPS and cruise on smaller aircraft. It would stay around 70 FPS, or I'm sorry, 90 FPS with the smaller planes and around 70 FPS with like the Phoenix and all that. I haven't tried streaming on the Phoenix because I'm really putting AMD cards through their paces to see what they're all about for RDNA 3. Because my ownership experience in the context of Flight Simulator alone, just in Flight Simulator, the AMD cards have provided a remarkable experience. Oh, that's right. I did overshoot it, didn't I? Let's do FLC. For speed, we'll go down. And then we will do down. Oh, we gotta do this. What happened? There we go. That's right. Yeah, so I was talking about memory timings, Tyler, as you know, I'm very crazy about. I'm just going to grab my drink real quick, if you will be so kind as to excuse me. 1 second, let's just get this kind of squared away. Bring that down just a little bit. I think we do have prop sync on already, which is a mistake. I wonder how much ice we have out here. Not much. Wow. It does look kind of cartoonish at night, or in the clouds. I noticed the coloring scheme on this is a little weird. So we will do now, go to 22,000 feet. Let's see. Let's put some power in, then I'm going to grab my drink. Yeah, I still have those ghetto rudder pedals. I'm going to get the ones that were made for me. Now, the materials and stuff are great, but this guy's an excellent fabricator, but, you know, he's using the rockers from a Logitech. Essentially, he's using like the Logitech control board inside of these. So, you know, like the brakes and stuff are like assigned to a button. But so, or I'm sorry, the brakes are assigned to the what do you call it? The throttle input that would normally be there, and the rocker on the that HOTAS comes with two things. It comes with like a throttle and a joystick. And on the throttle part, there's a rocker behind the throttle. Now that controls the access on the pedals, and then the actual throttle moving forward and backwards to increase and decrease, that's assigned to my brakes and controlled through the throttle control on the controller. Yeah, that's what that little black box is next to it. The controls are separated from like the potentiometer, or the board is separated, yeah. And it's all, I don't know what's different, but it's not just powered by USB anymore. It's powered by USB and a 5-volt power supply that goes to an Arduino. So maybe there's an Arduino inside. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. Yeah, we're gonna be fighting some wind the whole way, that's for sure. Let's get it going now. Zoom out. Yep. So we're entering cruise now, and you'll see that now the frame rate has gotten twitchy with it turned up this high. But yeah, I mean the I'm trying to look at it how it looks from your guys' view. I want to see if it's as smooth, because I will say one caveat with the AMD cards is they do not have as strong as a streaming encoder on it. Now, when you're in AV1, oh yeah, I'm watching it now. It looks like 99% of what I'm seeing. It actually, the color scheme on my phone screen, like the color palette, looks more desirable on my phone than it does on my monitor. I should probably move my OLED panel back into here. I just so much better. John, how's it going, John? Yeah, Tyler is in the Discord. It looks like you're on Twitch, and I still got my mystery viewer on YouTube. It's not me, because when I joined, it said 2. It went up to 2, so I don't know if it counts the stream as one viewer on YouTube or what. Sorry, I'm just doing an audio test again. I want to make sure that you guys can hear the game. Oh yeah. There you go. Yep, that's right. So, John and Tyler, I maybe you guys can help me with explaining some of this. So, I kind of want to start a series on how to get the best performance you can out of Microsoft Flight Simulator with given hardware. Now, this is the junkyard system that I call it. It has the case that I found in the dumpster that goes to a CyberPower or an iBuyPower computer. I can't remember which one, and the motherboard. Yes, that's right. It's maybe the case I bought. Maybe it was the motherboard that I found, because this computer has a. Let me see if I can pull the stuff up. Where's hardware info? I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. I got this motherboard out of a dumpster. It was last time I was in the U.S. It was at what's that electronics store? A Best Buy. It was at Best Buy, and it was. Oh, I'll show you. This is funny. Whatever this belonged to before, I don't know if you could see right here. The system name is an iBuyPower Ryzen 5 7600 6-core processor. But look at what the CPU is, a 7800X3D. So, yeah, this must have been a OEM motherboard in the past, if I remember correctly. That's the right term, right? OEM? So this had a 7600 in it before. That's right. Yeah, so we were talking about memory timings, which is more important on AMD than it is for Intel. I haven't tried it. I have a brand new Core Ultra 255K. It's whatever the fastest i7 that they make is now. Motherboard, and I have memory for it. I'm going to be building that system next, and we're going to see how it performs with a 4070 12 gig that I got from Walmart for $550. Because I see that this card that's in this computer competes with the 4070. They're basically the same card. Even in some ray tracing titles, they're exactly the same. I noticed that a lot of people have issues with that card, and I don't know if it's because it's the most popular 40 series card that came out and it only has 12 gigs, but I have a 4080 a 4090 9950 X3D system that suffers from some of those NVIDIA driver issues that seem to be exclusive to just Microsoft Flight Simulator 24. So yeah, I don't exactly know what the problem is there, because I can tell you this much: this computer has never given me this is a day one launch installation of 24. I have never reinstalled it on this PC. I've had it. I don't think I've ever had it crash on this PC, but now it'll probably crash during the stream, which would be hilarious. Then my son's computer is a 9800 X3D and a 7900. No, it's a 9070, but up until like 2 weeks ago, it was a 7900 XTX, which is going to be going in this computer soon. But that computer never gave us any trouble. It's also on its day one installation. And then my wife, she has a oh man, what does she have? I can't remember what she picked out. Oh yeah, she has a 4070 16 gigabyte card, and not the 12, the 16 gigabyte card, and she has a Intel what's it called? A Core i7 12700K, which is actually, it has given us some trouble, but the performance is actually pretty good on that one. That's why I didn't believe for a while people with the 4070s were having any issues at all. And it's hard to tell, is that a NVIDIA problem? Is that a Microsoft problem? Is it a lack of VRAM problem? I guess we'll find out. I do have the computer next to me on Sim Update 2, and I will tell you this much: the VRAM usage has only gone down by a whopping 800 megabytes in most situations, and the rest of the time it's around 500 megabytes less. I also noticed that my AMD systems do not suffer from the memory leak right now. So I've never had an issue with VRAM on this card. It's got 20 gigabytes of video memory, but still. Great card, man. I told you, if you want to make the switch to Team Red, I'll give you a card, and I'm very serious about that. Ask John. John's got a 6950 XT in his system that I used to use. I mailed it to him, and it wasn't expensive either. It was maybe $26 to mail it and insure it to get to the U.S. from the Cayman Islands. It wasn't too bad. And I'll send you one too. I don't have a 6950 XT I can give you, but I have a 6800 XT and a regular 6800. They're both 16 gigabyte cards, and they perform within a couple FPS of each other. Maybe you should go with the regular 6800 just because the power requirements are a little lower. The only major thing you're missing from the AMD feature set is Rage mode, but you can tune Rage mode manually. It's just not there. It has quiet and normal for the pre-select profiles in Adrenaline. I hear the feedback from myself. Oh, snap. We got Tim in the chat. Tim in the chat. What's up, Tim? Oh, dude, I caught your buddy Kip on the Ground live the other day. He's got an awesome community around him. And, it's not like the people who sometimes join here and, make dick and fart jokes. And I gotta make this feedback go away. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. What's up, Tim? Is it... Oh, this? I know I've said it 1,000 times, but this is a 7900 XT and a 7800 X3D on a OEM motherboard from iBuyPower. The system reports that the name of the manufacturer is AMD Ryzen 5 7600. Oh, we're low on fuel. That's not good. We're gonna just have to... Oh, wow, look. A nice, conveniently placed Navy tanker. Nice. Look at that. Thank you, Navy guy. Anyway, there we go. It's a 7900 XT, 7800 X3D, Ryzen 5, whatever. Oh, it's an Asus Prime AM5 motherboard, like the cheapest motherboard that Asus makes. And Corsair Vengeance. They do not officially support EXPO. They are an older DDR5 kit, but it's good nonetheless. It's a Hynix A die, and it's oh man, it runs some insane timings. I mean, that timing thing I was helping you guys with in the Discord the other day. I mean, look at this. We're getting 90 FPS here, and it's capped at 90. It would probably go faster. Should we see how high? Oh no, it's at 87, so it probably won't. But still, you get the idea. Yeah, we'll have to see how far we go, and we might end this a little sooner and switch it up a little bit. Do some more stress tests. But yeah, we got quite the way to go. What are you thinking? Let's see if there's anything along here that we can land. Oh yeah, look at that. But the weather's terrible there. Can we even see the ground? Oh, look at that. We are iced up, yo. We need some anti-ice. You know, in 24, I don't know if there's a problem with the way the icing works or not, but I've noticed even if you let it get filthy, it does not affect performance at all. But this is now, that could be because this is a 2020 aircraft. I'm not sure. I had my flaps down the whole time. That's hilarious. No wonder we ran out of gas so quickly. But yeah, so I don't know if all the 2020 aircraft have the problem or not. I know I found out what happened to the C-160 and why it's not available. So it's a paid upgrade to go to 24. So you would have to either, I don't know if you have to buy it again or if there's a discount available, but yeah, that's what's up with the C-160. So I might buy it. My only concern is I don't want to have to put it in the community folder. If it has an installer, that seems to work better, but I did notice that some of the stuff, when you put it in the community folder, it's much more prone to errors when it's just the file, and I don't know if that's just me, but I transferred some of the like the FSR when it got the 24 update. I moved that over to 2024 from 2020 on my other machine, and it did not. The middle screen would not come on, and I'm sorry, the FS 500 or whatever it's called, yeah, and it didn't work. But then on this computer, I streamed it in, and it worked just fine. Now this plane I own through the installer. And my Just Flight aircraft and my Phoenix, those were all installed through an installer. So, there very well could be that I'm doing something wrong. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you. Oh, now we're making some progress. Let's see. Yeah, now we're almost here. You guys just give me a moment. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back, folks. Alright, y'all, I'm back. I'm back. I apologize for that. I do have to do my nasal spray thing. It turns out that I had a sinus infection for like the entire year last year, which is lovely. Um, Honestly, it wasn't that bad at first, but around like Thanksgiving, I kept smelling like dead animals everywhere, and I have people come into my house to like look in the attic and try and find this, and I'm like telling my wife, I'm like, oh man, I'm like, you don't smell that? How do you not smell that? And, I was watching Grey's Anatomy or something along those lines, and then they were talking about one of the patients smelling like burning candles or burning cigarettes or something, and they had a brain tumor, and it freaked me out. So I went and got it checked out, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you have a pretty gnarly sinus infection," and they said that it had to be going for at least 3 months. And when I went to, they started treating it that day, but they had me follow up with an ENT because I was like, "Hey, I've been having nose problems for the better part of a year now," and yeah, long story short, I have this nasal spray stuff that's like it's almost like a steroid type deal, and it hurts sometimes. I don't know, it just sometimes hits my inside of my nose in like just the right way, and I can't handle it. It makes me sneeze. So, if you hear me go blank for a second, it's because I have a sneeze attack. Yeah. Tyler, though, give me your address, man. I'll get you upgraded for free. I'm very serious about that. I like to play hardware fairy and give away my own stuff. Oh, what's up? What's up, Sarju? How are you? Nice to stop by, guys. Sarju is a coworker of mine. He is one of the best first officers at our company. Honestly, if he became a captain overnight, or he became a captain tomorrow, you would be in good hands if he was flying your birds. That's for sure. What's up, Sarju? This is the Piaggio p180. It's an interesting little Italian aircraft. I don't know if they still make them, but there are some recent models for sale online. It's the fastest turboprop aircraft I think ever made. I mean, we're doing close to 260 knots in cruise right now, but we're only at 20,000 feet, so there's that. Tim, are you still here? Sorry, guys, I just did my nose medicine. Oh man, yeah, it hurts. Like, it's funny. It only hurts on the right side. I don't know why. Oh, what's up, Tim? I had a question, man. How are you enjoying retirement? Oh yeah, you can reply in Discord. It's gonna be a novel, no problem. I gotta get that thing that reads out the chat, but I don't want people to pay me to read out chats. I want to do it for free. No, this will be the channel that pays you. If you watch me long enough, I might send you a video card. Tim, tell him Tim and John, tell Tyler where you got your video card from. From me. Yeah. He doesn't believe me. I'll send him one. I said, send me your address and I will send you the card. go. We're going down, down, baby. Yo. Yep. Well, that's actually a good question. The reason why I mainly give out AMD cards is because I have a family relation to not AMD themselves, but to one of the board partners, XFX, and yeah, I have a family member who's been an engineer for them for the better part of the last 20 years. He'll actually be retiring soon. No, I don't get them for free. I don't get the cards for free. I just get them for discount. It depends. Like, so this card I ended up getting for 60% off. Hold on. No, is this? I'm trying to think because one of them. I'm trying to think. It was the XTX or the XT. Either way, one of the two cards I got for 60% off in December of this year. I don't remember if it was the XT or the XTX. And the other one, I got an open box deal at Best Buy. And, sorry guys, just clear my nose. Oh, sorry. This is like, I know people always make that joke, a cocaine joke at me. Oh my god. I don't think, does cocaine hurt like this? I wouldn't know, man. I've never put anything up my nose. The worst thing I've ever done is I smoked some weed before. Oh man. Dude, when you're a pilot, you can't do anything like that. I mean, like, you could drink, which blows my mind, because never in a million years have I, smoked a little cannabis and felt like shit the next day. With alcohol, man, it seems like anything more than, like, you know those big beers that they sell in America at the gas station? They're like two beers. It's one big can. Anything more than that, and like the next day, I wake up with like a sour stomach, and I feel like a little bit weak and cold. And my personality isn't exactly amazing, but yeah, I mean it's unfortunate, but I guess at the same time, like, smoking hangs around in your system for a long time, and it's arguable, does it being in your system for 30 days at a time, especially if you're a somewhat frequent user of it, does that affect your cognition? And I don't know if we have a way to accurately test for that, so I think it's better safe than sorry. And in the US, we do have some states that don't care. It's legal there. And I think Florida, where my kids live, it's medically legal, but you just you have to go. It's kind of a gimmick. You have to go and get a card, and you got to pay the doctor all cash, and it's a little bit weird. It's the same. It's almost like the end of prohibition with alcohol when they had medicinal alcohol in the U.S. But yeah, so. If you live in a state like California or Colorado where it's legal, you still can't use it and fly. Their argument is that it's still illegal on a federal level, and it's the FAA oversees all pilots and issuing of licenses. So, since it's federally illegal, it's illegal for not illegal for pilots to use, but if you were to get caught doing it, I really don't know what would happen. I mean, you would lose your job, that's for sure. I don't know if there's criminal implications with it. Sarju had a experience with his last company, and I only know this because this is why he works with us now. he had a situation where his first officer showed up to work hungover, and they got in the air, and Sarju didn't really know. Do you mind if I tell this story? So Sarju just thought he was sick at first because Sarju is from a culture where alcohol consumption is just not very common at all. I'm sorry that I keep sniffling in the mic, guys. Oh my god, yeah, it makes my nose and my eyes water. It's just like sometimes I can taste it too. Not fun stuff. Make sure you go to the doctor. Anyway, he had a situation where he went up with his captain, and was it a captain? Were you the captain, or were you? Okay, yeah, first officer, and he was the first officer on the flight. Captain finally admits when they get to out of sterile, they leave the sterile cockpit. And for those of you that don't know what that means, sterile cockpit just means shut the hell up. That's all it is. No talking. And when you leave sterile, then you can talk about whatever you want. To an extent, there's certain things that are discouraged to talk about, like politics, religion, and stuff like that. I'll talk about it with whoever, because I'm interested in knowing what's going on in people's countries, but, I have no dog in their fight, if that makes sense. So, anyway, they get up in the air. He admits that he's hungover, and Sarju did the right thing. Is he got with the purser and the head flight attendant basically, and was like, "Hey, this is the situation. I don't feel comfortable," because they were on a flight that they were the only crew, despite being on a wide body were you on an A3? You were on the A350 before, right? So they were in a situation where it was still just one crew. Yeah. Now, I'm on the 320, but before that, I was on the 777 with the last company, and I never had any of those trips that were just long enough to have one, or just short enough for one crew member or one set of crew. But yeah, I mean, do you know what happened to that guy, or did he get fired, or? Oh yeah, they probably can't afford to lose him, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, do you know what happened to that guy? Yeah. No, I mean, it's very rare, and I mean, it's interesting you bring that up with the DEI in the United States. I mean, I always think of that Pete Davidson joke where he's like, "Do you really want the pilot to be his best? Is that the best him, or you want him to take his medication?" Yeah. But I will say this, DEI or not, by the time a pilot gets to the commercial airplane, they are definitely experienced, if that makes sense. See, what's the wind looking like? We're at 33 for a crosswind, but it's probably going to be less on the ground. We're still at 8,000 feet. Let's see. I know, I really should be using a checklist, right? We're having fun. It's Flight Simulator. Oh, wrong node, wrong node. Whoopsie, whoopsie. Sorry, people in the back, virtual passengers. I didn't grab the heading knob by accident. That's why we normally have sterile cockpits at this point in flight. And we're gonna do a little rough and trundle descent into here. I cannot remember how to get the... I forget how to get the ADF up here. Oh, I already got the ILS tuned. I forgot we had an ILS. Oh man, that sniffling sounds so brutal over the mic. I'm so sorry, guys. Guess we get nothing. We just have to rely on the what's tuned in on the approach. So let us, of course. Oh, it's already tuned in. All right, cool. We're good to go. We're good to go. Yeah, oh no, we'll be fine. I think we're gonna be going into a headwind. Yeah, I will say one thing that was a big adjustment, because I played this on a laptop with I think it was a 2060 for a while. It was Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, but the frame times were terrible. And when you have terrible frame times, the landings are ridiculously easy, believe it or not. And one thing I'll say that's tough with getting on a more powerful system is you always feel like you're going way faster than you actually are. It's very similar to how it is in real life in the beginning. I feel like I'm relearning some aspects of flying. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it is an incredible looking game. Now, I normally do not. If I'm going to do glass, you are correct. This is a glass cockpit. But when I refer to glass cockpit, most of the time I'm referring to G1000. It's to me, now the information's nice and organized. In real life, I got to go on a Kodiak with the G1000 system, and in real life, it's great. But in the sim, for some reason, not exactly a fan of it. Oh wow, we can't see shit right now. Should we try? We can try. Need a little more power. Weather is bad. Isn't the speed limit in Japan 270 below 10,000 feet? I can't remember. I know it's higher. Not by much, but by a little bit. I would say really the most unique airspace I've ever flown is Russia, because they still use a lot of old. Now, they don't get me wrong; they're with the times. They're not like out of date or anything like that. We overshot that. That's right, we're gonna be coming in fast. Here we go. Are we really that far off? This is gonna be one of the worst landings ever, but keep in mind, you cannot do what I'm doing in real life, and I know that it's lighthearted fun here, but this is not real life procedures, and this is also not to be used like as any type of form of flight training or whatever. Yeah. Well, I don't really have any concerns about that, to be fair. But, you know, depending on how big this gets, I do have my reservations about being on YouTube. Some of you guys, especially in the Discord, know where I work and stuff like that, and I don't really think this is going to go anywhere, but in the event that it does, I would like to preserve some of my anonymity. And if you haven't noticed, in the beginning, I used to, in my first few videos, I used to only talk about my dad being a pilot, and not necessarily me. So there's that. You never know. Like, I mean, putting yourself on the internet, you're also opening yourself to criticism and stuff like that. There's a lot of the flight simulator community in particular. Now, this may hold true to other video games too, but never in my life have I been surrounded by so many negative and toxic people, especially on the subreddit. Like, I was banned from the, I guess what would be the unofficial Reddit for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And you know why I got banned? Is because I said, I enjoy 2024, and this was about 2 months ago. The only major issues I've had with this game is the career mode, and I don't play the career mode. So, the fact that it doesn't work really doesn't mean anything to me. And, I doubled down. I was like, I refuse to let the fact that the common opinion here is that it's a terrible game when I'm having a good time. I've enjoyed the performance increase. I've enjoyed tweaking it. You know, these are all things that I really, really like, and why I've been so into computers my whole life. Exactly, man. Like, uh, I've had I've had issues in there with telling people, like, for example, it is objectively true that my AMD video cards have been performing a lot better and a lot more consistent than their NVIDIA counterparts. I have a 4090 and a 5080 in my grandkids' machines, or I'm sorry, grandkids. My nephew's machines. Jesus Christ! Can you imagine if I had grandkids already? Um, so I built them machines mainly, and then my dad, he's got a pretty high end system too, and yeah. Sorry guys, let me just. There we go. Um, Yeah, so my dad and I've had to build quite a few high-end machines, and I did both. Just because I get a discount at XFX doesn't mean that doesn't mean I'm going to use their cards in every build. But if it's a personal build, yeah, of course I'm going to use their cards because I'm cheap when it comes to myself. I mean, I would. This is the machine I mainly use the most, and it's arguably, even though it's a great computer, it's arguably my crappiest machine. Yeah. Oh yeah. He did fix the rudders for me. Before I only had left rudder, and I would have to push and pull from the left side to get any rudder, which made it a little awkward. And I don't know. Like I said, this is a custom built rudder pedal setup using the innards from a HOTAS, like a middle range HOTAS. What's up, Chris? How are ya? Man, everybody's joining now that we've landed. Well, this originally started out as a video. I was going to make this an actual video on how to get the best performance out of your system, and I was going to go back and forth with adjusting RAM timings and stuff like that. That's so weird. The windsock is that happens in this plane sometimes. The windsock is completely the opposite direction. It showed that we were supposed to be landing this way. Coming. I'm making hand gestures you guys can't see. We were supposed to be going opposite. The way I landed is the way that the wind was reporting to blow. Maybe I'll have to go back and watch it, but it's the third time I've noticed something like that. I hear the altitude alert going off. Yeah, yeah. Alright, so what should we do? Should I end this video? Start another one? What do you guys want to fly? Alright, so what should we do? Let's do it. We can do the Phoenix. We could do. I have both Just Flight aircraft. I have. I don't know. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Let's. The heck? Oh, does it automatically do that? Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. All right. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end this one. I don't know. What do you guys want to do next? Do you guys want to do it on YouTube or? Because I would like to kind of make some tutorials, but I also really enjoy talking to you guys. So, but yeah, I'll end this and we'll figure it out next. Message me in the Discord. I can do another ramble stream if you want. Yeah, let's do it. Well, we'll figure it out, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna shoot over to Tyler's little Discord group, and we'll talk about it there. I'm not sure if anybody's here from YouTube or Twitch that I haven't addressed. I don't got a whole lot of viewers right now. We got the two of you guys on YouTube. I appreciate you guys stopping by today. I know one of you is Tim. Tim, please hang around. I'd love to talk to you some more. It's cool that you're retired now. It's nuts. We've been talking to each other for a year now. But yeah, let's figure this out. And like I said, anybody who's just here from the internet, I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out. Let me know in the comments, what type of material you want. You guys want some ground school, some procedures? I know that's kind of saturated on YouTube, but I'm willing to do it. There's also there's a lot of other things we could do too. I could do aircraft reviews, performance stuff. I really want to focus on the hardware aspect of this game, but yeah, we'll figure it out, y'all. Anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. Anybody who's just here from the internet, and your support and viewership means a lot. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. I will be live again here shortly if you want to check back. I don't know what we're doing yet, but we're doing something. So, everybody, have a wonderful evening. It's 1 o'clock in the morning here in the Cayman Islands, and we're just getting started. So, y'all have a great night, and I'll see the rest of you in a few minutes. Peace.